Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the APB Training Center, where we are going to be going through a rack of 10 ball. And as per usual, we are going to be highlighting the strengths and weaknesses that showed up during this rack. Now, one of the main objectives of why I started my YouTube channel back in 2021 was because I wanted to have the ability to look back at my game. I had to be my own coach, I had to train myself, and I had to analyze and document mistakes that I consistently make, and along the way I would create memories, good and bad, to share with you all. Now, of course, in this rack here, I'm going to be kickstarting off with this 10 ball rack, and we're going to be walking through step by step about what happened during this rack here. So let's kickstart off here with the break right there, and then that is an unproductive break because I did end up scratching. As you can see here on the replay, it wasn't the most solid break. Can't really say what was wrong with that. I did get a kick and a kiss from one of the object balls that sent me into the drink, and of course here I am playing with a familiar face here on the channel. You would have seen him a couple times. His name is Kevron Campbell, and as you can see by the title of the video, I think that he's the closest player that I think that has come to really matching up to my defensive skills. Now, mind you, there are many areas of weaknesses in my defensive skills. I've literally stopped practicing over the past couple of months, guys. It has been a whole 360 change in my career. I don't play pool as much as I used to before. For the past couple of months, I've isolated from playing competitive pool. It has just been a little bit shaky when it comes to the competitive scene here in Jamaica, but I still have the passion. I'm just lacking the environment to really push through. But let's really focus on what's going on in this rack here. And like I said, this young man is pretty much like almost close to the clone of my defensive skills here. He has a very defensive game. He's a chess player. He's a professional chess player, so you can understand the thought process that goes into defensive strategies when it comes to the application in pool. Alright, now after breaking the game there, the one ball didn't go down. He tried to play a safety, pretty good one I would assume, because he has me behind the 8 ball, and I think the 2 ball came up a little bit high, even though he's still safe because it's blocked by the 6 and the 7. Here is now where the first skill that I developed in my early years of playing pool. I knew from the very first day, from the very first year I should say, that having this skill that you see me applying here on the table was going to be crucial, because when I started watching pro pool back in 2012, 2013, 2014, that's when I really started to understand the true essence of the game and how defensive was going to be the separating catalyst, the skill set that will put you different from the rest. Had I not been practicing kicking, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this. So kicking 2 rails here, really nice solid hit. I got a little bit fortunate, as you can see here, right, because even though I have not left a really good makeable shot, you know, the important thing for me here is that I got out of that safety, and it was well executed. Here Kevron, I don't know if he's trying to make the 9 or if he's trying to get the 2 ball to go behind the 6. So I think that's what he was trying to do, or maybe try to hook the cue ball behind the 8, but he has sold out here, so that's not the most ideal safety. Made a good attempt. Now here's this tricky shot, because as you can see, the 9 ball is not in the pocket, and I can only see an edge of the 2, so I'm gonna have to overcut the 2. So I'm gonna have to play it hard enough here to get back some sort of position on the 2, and as expected, not ideal. Now again, here is where I find that a lot of amateur players break down. We don't find a lot of rotational players here in Jamaica because this part of the game is a part of the game that requires a lot of time and attention. It is said to be the most boring part of the game, but on the contrary, in my opinion, I feel like it's the most exciting part. The part where you can conjure safety from a difficult position. Now look at the safety here. The important thing for me here is not just to hide the cue ball from the two or prevent the opening shot, but it's to get the two ball into the most difficult position. And I did. Exactly the layout here is exactly what I wanted. I really wanted the two ball to go behind that 6 because I could have easily just edged the 2 and bring the cue ball all the way down to the bottom rail or something of that sort. But here I'm using the 10 as a blocker for return to real safety, and the 6 is also blocking, so that was a good execution from my point of view here. And like I said guys, 10 ball and 9 ball is the most beautiful discipline in pool. That's just in my opinion, but my country is an 8 ball dominated nation. We've been playing 8 ball pool for I don't know when, and I think that still majority of the players here are not the strongest at 8 ball. So I felt like years ago I felt like you know, switching disciplines would have garnered me more success and more knowledge. So here Kevron tried to kick one rail, not a bad attempt. Let's have a look at the replay to confirm that it is a ball in hand. Right, he did clip the 6 before hitting the 2. And this is exactly the point of, you know, playing defense. You have problems on the table, you need to get your opponent to make an error. You need to get your opponent into a position where your opponent opens up the table for you. And that's the power of defense, because if you play a good defense, it's equally as good as a strong offense. Now here the table is open, and once again, like I said guys, this is the part of the game that in my opinion, as a self-coach of my own game, I've had to watch thousands of YouTube videos to garner the knowledge that I have. I've had to watch every one of Dr. Dave video, Charivari, Mr. Q Ball, Ron the Pool Student, so many other YouTube videos I've had to watch. Players who I think that are on the rise, on the come up, I've had to watch your game and learn. So the kind of game that I have garnered, and this rack is from about a year ago, so it's not a true reflection of who I am right now, but I've had to learn a lot. For example, here you see me going through a process of deciphering the correct angle to get from the 3 to the 4, and this is pretty much something that you guys probably know. But when you know something and then you have to apply the concept, it's different. Because here I'm looking that I need to play 2 rail position in between the 7 and the 8, and due to again not enough knowledge, or I would say I have the knowledge but the execution is poor, you can see I went in the position that I had first intended. Now you'll see when the pros are playing that they don't usually bump balls, because what happens when you bump balls is that you change the pattern, you change the positional play. And here I bumped the 7, I got fortunate here, got on the 4. Now I have to roll to play short side position on the 5. Now this should be an elementary rack. It should have been from the outset. And there's nothing much difficult here. I could roll the 5 and take a position on the rail for the 6. I really don't like it. So you can see I'm looking down. And here is where, again, I'm not sure if it's the momentum of how I actually played the ball. But look at this here. I use some top right spin. And I accelerated my cue. I wouldn't say not remembering that spin is on the ball, but I literally, that was such a poor shot. This is what I really believe. Over the years, I've lost thousands of 9 and 10 ball racks because of fundamental mistakes like this. I could have easily just rolled forward like what a pro would do and take a harder pot on the 6 to guarantee position on the 7, but instead I was trying to get close and trying to look cute and pretty. And again, as a result of that, it conjured a miss like what you're about to see. Now I could have made the 6, but again, body movements, all that extra stuff there. And remember, this is not a money game, this is not a tournament match, this is just me being in the pub with my acquaintances, and we're having fun, but we're having serious fun, because here in Jamaica it's a very highly competitive scene. No one likes to lose, everyone wants to win. It doesn't matter if there's a wager on it or not, every player wants to do their best. And again, I'm not here to highlight the weaknesses of my opponents, or I'm more likely to highlight the weakness of myself. But look at this miss here. This should have been elementary. And I mean, the player, if he happens to be watching this video, which I'm almost sure he isn't, but if he happens to pounce on this video, he would have to agree that that miss was something that was not, I mean, it was, in my opinion, I feel like there's just some misses that are unforgivable. I was very disappointed in myself from the onset of playing that 5 ball straight down the rail too hard. But what was the purpose of this video? I mean, at the end, I've had some really good racks with this young man where he has represented the importance of defense. There are players here who are just run out players. They just shoot. But whenever I play a rack with this young man, it is always a rack that's quite interesting. There's always something interesting that comes out of it. Alright? But I'm back, guys. I'm here, and I will have more videos for you. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.